Hey there. For the first time, the conversation around type 1 diabetes is shifting from just managing the disease to actually curing it. A major breakthrough in stem cell therapy is showing that a life without daily insulin shots isn't just a possibility, it's happening in clinical trials right now. And as someone who's lived with type 1 diabetes for 43 plus years and raised two type 1 daughters, we're watching a cure become a question of when and not if. But this incredible progress comes with one major hurdle that scientists are still working to solve. And I'll get to what that is in a moment. To get to why this is such a huge deal, you have to understand what it's like to live with type 1 diabetes. It's a disease that's never on. Let me know in the comments what part of the daily grind you'd be most excited to leave behind. For me, it's constant thoughts and pre-planning that never goes away. Ask my partner. She'll tell you. Every time we have dinner, what are we doing 4 hours after we eat? Constantly. You can't forget about it. For 43 years, it's been the first thing I think about when I wake up and the last thing before I go to bed. A simple walk or a stressful day can make your blood sugar crash without warning. That fear of low blood sugar, which I've made videos about, is always there. And when you do have a low blood sugar, it can leave you confused, unconscious, or worse. Technology's advanced, but the constant alarms at night, worrying that it's going to go off in an important meeting or in the theater, these things, it's a relentless 24/7 job that you just can't escape. Always there. It's not about the needles or the pump infusion sets. It's about the freedom and the spontaneity that gets stolen from you as a type 1 diabetic. This is the reality that scientists are finally starting to change. So, what is this incredible change? It all comes down to stem cell therapy. The idea has always been pretty simple, but making it work has been the hard part. In type 1 diabetes, the body's immune system gets its wires crossed. Think of it like a security team that mistakenly identifies the body's own insulin producing beta cells as dangerous intruders, launches an attack, destroying them. Basically, that's where diabetes starts. So the solution seems obvious. Just replace those broken cells. For years, scientists tried transplanting cells from organ donors. There were never enough donors. But now that's all changed. Scientists can use stem cells as blank building blocks that can be molded into brand new, perfect insulin producing cells. So a company called Vertex Pharmaceuticals is leading the way with the therapy. The results have been stunning, but they also revealed a critical challenge that we'll unpack later. First, let's look at exactly how this groundbreaking therapy works. So, how do you give someone back the cells they've lost without the body turning on them and killing them? Imagine your pancreas is a garden where the plants, the insulin making beta cells, have been destroyed. The soil is still good, but the plants are gone. Scientists grow millions of new, healthy islet cells from stem cells in a lab. Those new cells are then infused into the body. Think of it like carefully planting new saplings. The cells travel through the large vein into your liver, which acts as fertile ground, becoming a living insulin factory that releases the perfect amount of insulin. Sounds like science fiction, but it's pretty remarkable. Not only does it release the perfect amount of insulin, but it releases it right when you need it, just like a non-diabetic does. So in theory, the daily counting, injections, and decision making that we type 1 diabetics have to make could disappear, which I get excited about, but guarded. But the science is the one. What does it actually feel like for people living this new reality? The stories are what make this real and why I'm doing a video. I don't get excited at all for these cure prospects that have come out over the years. Like I said, I've had this thing for 43 years. But when I do read something that prompts me to make a video like this, it gets me excited. So the true impact is the people whose lives it's changing, like I mentioned. Brian Shelton, one of the first patients in the Vertex trial, had such a severe case of diabetes that he would lose consciousness without warning. So after one infusion of this new cell therapy, His body started making its own insulin. And what he said, it's a whole new life, to quote him. And he also said, it's like a miracle. I can't even imagine after having this disease for so long. And he's not alone. In a recent update, 10 out of 12 participants who were followed for a year were able to stop taking insulin entirely. All 12 of them got their blood sugar under control. And one patient said, I just feel normal. But if it works this well, why isn't it available to everyone tomorrow? So this brings us to that one major hurdle I mentioned at the start of the video. As exciting as this is, the therapy isn't ready for everyone just yet. Here's the catch. Remember the GUARD story I told you earlier? The patient's own immune system still wants to attack the new cell. Patients on the therapy have to take powerful immunosuppressant drugs. It's like turning off the entire security system for a building just to protect the helpful new workers inside. So this protects the new cells, but it leaves the body more vulnerable to infections. Because of this, the current trials are focused on people with the most severe forms of type 1 diabetes, where the benefits of taking immunosuppressant drugs, putting people at risk of infection, outweighs the risks. So the ultimate goal is to find a way to protect these new cells without these drugs. One top idea is encapsulation, basically putting the new cells inside a microscopic fortress that lets insulin out, but keeps immune cells from getting in. Vertex had a trial for this, but announced in early 2025 that it wasn't effective enough. That's a setback, but it's a vital clue. In solving this puzzle, the road to a cure for everyone is a marathon, really. It's not a sprint, as I've observed for many years now. This progress is built on decades of work and the courage of every single person in clinical trials. If you're excited about the future of diabetes research, make sure to like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what a breakthrough like this would mean for you. So where are we now? We're definitely at a turning point. Vertex has proven that replacing lost cells can free people from insulin. And with their current therapy being in its final phase of testing, Vertex plans to file for approval with regulators in 2026. That's literally right around the corner. But the race is bigger than one company. Researchers in China have also reported incredible success with a similar procedure. Companies like Sana Biotechnology are trying to create cells the kind of invisibility cloak using gene editing. They can hide from the immune system without needing any drugs. Meanwhile, others like Cernova are making progress with their own unique approaches. But the way forward is clearer than ever, at least from my perspective as a type 1 diabetic. The goal isn't just to manage type 1 diabetes, it's to end. And for me, and for my daughters, a future without daily injections is no longer a distant dream. It's being built right now, one cell at a time. Check out this video here on a weekly insulin dose. Bye for now.